I'm not paid to be a role model. I'm paid to wreak havoc on the basketball court.
Here's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Yes! Is it the shoe?
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
One of the world's most talented athletes is retiring. It is true what somebody said today. There was Babe Ruth and Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky.
Gretzky in front. Saved by Flaherty. The rebound. Score!
Favre just threw it perfectly right over him to Corey Bradford. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Game on!
Game on!
Welcome to the Tuesday edition of WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Well, I got a lot on my mind today, but let me introduce everybody. I'm your host for today, Joshua Imahi, joined by Nico Each and France Compare. Joshua Imahi in for Dominic Arbolino, who I'd be doing a disservice. Step down from Sports Talk. Yeah, I know, just... He was the best we had. He was the best we had by far. Been here a long time, dealing with a lot, still kept it strong, kept it professional.
We're going to retire your number.
We definitely going to retire his number. Going up in the rafters. We appreciate you, bro. Wanted to shout you out. Good luck in your next endeavors. But for now, we got some sports to talk. And listen. So I know this is a local New York-centered sports show, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a topic usually, we talk all the sports teams. We report the latest news and whatever. Like, y'all know how the show goes if you listen long enough. But I feel like there's a certain topic I need to get into today. That's just... we're going to start with the Monday Night Football recap, but I'm going to take it... Again, I'm a Saints fan. I'm not going to take it where y'all think I'm going to take it. And I know we're going to get to the Yankees and Mets and Giants and Jets and Knicks and Nets. We will, because that's what my job description says.
That's unfortunate.
I know. But we got to start with Monday Night Football. And if you watched that game last night, coaching. If you're a Giants fan, France, you've seen Joe Judge in the recent past, right?
Yeah.
You know what a ass coach looks like, a trash ass. You know what a garbage can head coach looks like.
Yeah.
My Jets fans listening, you've seen Adam Gase in the recent past. You know what a trash ass head coach looks like, right? Well, if you watched last night's game, you got just not the pleasure of watching one trash coach. You got two. Because listen, Todd Bowles for the Buccaneers and Dennis Allen for my New Orleans Saints. I mean, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I mean, just to give a short summary on the game, Saints were up 16-3, and then Tom Brady did Tom Brady stuff. He came back and scored 2 touchdowns and won the game 17-16, go-ahead touchdown with 3 seconds left to bring the Buccaneers to 6-6, and that is it's a mid-record. It's 500, but it's enough to lead the NFC South by 3 games.
That's crazy.
That's insane, right? But... Back to the point, because some of the coaching you saw in this game, I'll start with the Buccaneers just because they won, and then I'll unleash on the Saints. So, Todd Bowles, we talked about cowardly punch yesterday, Nico. Mm-hmm. The surrender index from SB Nation. The Brian Dable punt that, they graded 0 to 100. It ranked 135, that punt in overtime by the Giants. It broke the scale. So there was that, but we saw not one, but 2 very, very, very wimpy, cowardly punts from Todd Bowles in the fourth quarter. Somehow they still came back and won, but I mean, just you're punting twice from the Saints, in Saints territory with 7 seconds left down, 13 points. I would think you would put the ball in a 7-time champion's hands and let him decide the game, but I guess whatever worked out for them. So we're not going to... They won the game, the Buccaneers, so we're going to take it easy on them. But Dennis Allen and these New Orleans Saints, man. So story of the game, missed opportunities on both sides, but the Saints were up 16-3 with drops in the red zone by Chris Olave and Jarvis Landry. Various mistakes throughout the game. The biggest one that went viral is Mark Ingram running out of bounds before getting a first down, which, he pulled a double whammy. Usually in that situation, you're protecting the 13-point lead. Mm-hmm. You want to stay in bounds and you want to get the first down to, Duh, common sense, right? That's what you would do. But he ran out of bounds, and for some reason, was out snapping Kamara still. And, lo and behold, fast forward, Saints lose because they lose with 3 seconds left because they didn't run that valuable time off the clock. But I know I just named a player mistake, but I've said multiple times on the show, there's nothing I hate more than just bad coaching. Stupid football is the phrase I use. But bad coaching, that's the topic for today. So 516-572-7440. That's the A block of today's show. If you want to get something off your chest about a trash coach, it could be any sport, Knicks fans, Nets fans. Knicks fans, I would love to hear from you on Coach Tibbs on the subject of bad coaching. But I think the Giants and Jets got 2 good ones right now. Buck Showalter, NL Manager of the Year, even though they won 101 games, the Mets, and flamed out in the wild card round. Aaron Boone, he's all right. Yeah, nothing spectacular, but bad coaching because, listen, you see it with your team, Nico, with the Packers.
No, yes.
I know you have personal feelings about this because we've seen this NFL season more than ever. Just your team can have all the damn talent you want. If you don't have the coach to put your players in the right positions, it's not going to matter. The Packers are what, 5-8? No, they're what are they?
They're 5-8.
They're 5-8. You're going to tell me with that talent, you're going to be a 5-8 football team?
Josh, I think this team might be a lot better if Jordan Love played some football. That's what I think.
Well, he's not going to get the chance to play because
not even next year.
No, I'm telling you, because Aaron Rodgers is just going to keep winning games. He's going to keep winning meaningless games. He's going to beat the Bears. He's going to beat the Cowboys for no reason just because he owns them both. We know how this is going to go. We're not going to see any Jordan Love this year when you really need to, considering your franchise's future.
Jordan Love's going to look great in a Saints uniform next year.
Yo. And I'm not going to flame Andy Dalton because he did play well yesterday. He got, burned by some drops by his receivers. I'm not going to kill him, but, I would love that. I would love to get some actual talent at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. And there are plenty of teams, too, that would love to have Jordan Love. But
I think he's a good player. When he got in, we seen what he was able to do. And as a Packers fan, I feel for you, bro. Like, on a whole different level. I think it's truly upsetting that they're not giving him a shot. Because even when you look at the Packers and how they played against the Bears, it was only a 9-point win. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Although they did put up 30 points, damn near. But I think like a team like the Bears, that's in past years, the Packers are obliterating them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a 9-point win against the Chicago Bears. Although you're going against Justin Fields, who has like the legs of like Bo Jackson and runs all over everybody. Still though, like this is a game where in the past the Packers would absolutely dominate. And A-Rod is I think he's being selfish. He's being selfish, and he should just let Love see the field and let Love prosper in the system that has a lot of years ahead of him. But who knows? Who knows what's going to go on for Jordan Love? But I do feel bad for him.
The irony of Aaron Rodgers not letting Love prosper.
He is Favre 2.0.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's
history always repeats itself.
It's a flat circle, bro. It's just
crazy.
Yeah, but you would think as someone that went through the process that Jordan Love is going through,
right,
you would have some more remorse or compassion.
Well, Nico, I think your boy.
No, he's a bitch ass. Okay, I hate him so much. I hate him.
Listen, he's a narcissist with a weird haircut, and with that haircut,
he's besties with Kanye. It really does seem like that.
I mean,
oh my gosh, that meme was crazy, bro. People be dragging it.
Is it much? I don't know if it's much of a drag, bro.
Franz, he held that salute out a little bit too long. You know what I mean?
So we've known he's been a locker room issue for a while now. So
yeah, I mean, I don't believe in coincidences. Aaron Rodgers definitely got some weird personality stuff going on. But yes, you would think he would have more sympathy for a Jordan Love, considering that's the exact situation he was in. You were right, but regardless, they're 5-8. They're really not going to make the playoffs, even though they're going to fake try to the next 4 or 5
if they
games.
Genuinely win out, you might not see me on the show anymore. I'd be so pissed.
The irony too, like if your team wins out, you would be so disgusted. That's just what we're looking at in the NFC. And to go to your team, Franz, with the coaching angle, your team is not. I wouldn't call them as half as talented as the Green Bay Packers.
Not
but they're 7-4-1. Obviously, you're tired of Commanders. We're going to get into that game a little bit in a little bit, but. You have Daniel Jones at quarterback. You have Saquon Barkley at running back. And with the injuries, not much else.
Yeah.
But because of Brian Dable and his ability to win all these one-possession games or tie them, you're sitting at a winning record and you still have a lot of wiggle room to get into the playoffs. That's what a good coach can do. Jets fans, Robert Saleh. You want to talk about a guy that holds his entire team accountable? Because I can tell you a number of coaches that would just be like, I got to follow management's orders, and Zach Wilson's the number 2 overall pick, and, I got to stick with him no matter what. Robert Saleh's a good coach. He gets it. He's like, nah, I think I'm going to just roll with the guy I believe in more that's backing up.
Yeah.
I need to break some news real quick. Baker Mayfield just got claimed by the Los Angeles Rams.
No way.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah.
Yo, for what reason? I knew it was going to be some weird team to pick him up.
I thought it would be San Francisco, but they like Brock Purdy apparently.
You know what? I like Brock Purdy too.
Steve Young was on the Michael Kay show yesterday.
Yeah.
And apparently he's good friends with somebody in San Francisco. And his friend said that they all love the way Brock Purdy plays football. So
listen, it's the perfect spot for a backup quarterback because you have Christian McCaffrey, you have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, all these like guys that excel in short yardage in the space. I think Baker Mayfield again. He's a guy that has. We talk about quarterbacks with egos with Aaron Rodgers. Baker Mayfield has the ego of Aaron Rodgers, but the ability of who? Like I don't even know. Just the bozo
Baker
off the street. Who?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, just
he's Johnny Manziel, but he was actually better. So
he is. He's better than Johnny Manziel, but that's really not saying much considering how Johnny Manziel's NFL career played out. But I guess he'll do fine on the Rams to close out the year. The Rams aren't going anywhere, so.
I'm honestly so confused.
Yeah,
why the Rams made that move.
He doesn't factor in their future at all because Matthew Stafford is going to be their quarterback,
and he's a guy that probably thinks super highly of himself. So why even waste his time there? I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, now we'll get to see if it was really the coach that was affecting him all these years. Because he has Sean McVay.
Sean McVay, that is a good coach, but honestly, there's nothing cooking up in LA. So you're kind of just.
But I guess. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I want to see Sean McVay with Baker Mayfield.
For better or worse, right? It's going to be nothing else but entertaining.
We'll find out a lot about Baker Mayfield. Because listen, you can't do anything with Matt Rule. That was never happening.
Yeah.
So,
what's funny about that with the Sean McVay thing? Because the whole narrative was, especially after the Rams won the Super Bowl with Stafford, like Jared Goff. Sean McVay was like that SpongeBob episode of Plankton controlling the brain. Right, that was Jared Goff and Sean McVay. But Jared Goff's looked pretty damn good with Detroit.
Yeah, he has. So playing great.
He's kind of putting that narrative to bed, and I really wonder if Sean McVay has what it takes to kind of revive Baker Mayfield's career.
I hope so.
Listen, he's
because he could be a Saint next year.
Let's see. Thanks for getting me back on track, Nico. Because again, I know people are going to complain. Oh, you're talking about the Saints on a New York spot. Hold up, because this needs to be said. For anybody that's dealt with a terrible coach, this needs to be said. Because while Nico was just talking, I literally went to change.org. And I signed a petition to fire Dennis Allen for the Saints to fire this guy because this guy has no idea what he's doing. This guy just has no idea how he's doing. What he's doing, how to do it, it's all around terrible. Listen, he was the Raiders head coach, 4-12, 4-12, 0-4. Bye-bye. Defensive coordinator for a couple years, just like Todd Bowles, who was on the other side. He's a lot better of a... Some guys just need to be coordinators.
Yeah.
Some guys just need to be coordinators. They do not need to be head coaches. Dennis Allen, from the amount of stupid decisions I've seen all year long, my dumbass actually thought the Saints were going to win this game. I thought they were going to hold a 16-3 lead against Tom Brady.
You would think.
That's not crazy, though. That wouldn't be crazy, though. Obviously, a 16-3 lead, you're not crazy for thinking that. Like, they could hold that out. And the Buccaneers didn't come back until, like, the very end of the game.
3 minutes left, 13-point lead. They score a touchdown. I don't know what the hell that final possession was. They did a play action with an undrafted wide receiver and then got sacked. Then they had to punt it. It was a terrible punt. Then we know what happened. And the most disgusting thing about that is that there is no doubt, not even as a Saints fan, that the Saints lost that game. But what do I have to hear on ESPN, Undisputed, all day? Oh, Tom Brady, he did it again. Oh my, yo, the slurpage is crazy. The Saints blew that game. They choked it away. Anybody with eyes can see it. Anybody that doesn't want to slurp up Tom Brady 24/7 can see it. But that's what I had to deal with all day because the Saints suck. That's why.
It's understandable why you could be frustrated, and the Tom Brady slurpage is crazy.
Yo, it's wild.
When they have 6 losses to match their 6 wins. Like, I don't understand. For a guy who's had the career he had, when he's leading a team to be 6-6, there's no way you can still back him up. But I don't know. People find a way to do it.
They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way. They play the 49ers, who we brought up. Next week, listen, if the Saints would have won this game, I hate to say this, my New Orleans Saints would have won this game, they would have been in business in the NFC South. They suck, but they would have been in business because the Buccaneers play the Niners and the Saints are on a bye. Then the Saints play the Falcons. They would have had a clear lane to the division title. But I don't even care anymore. We don't even have a first-round pick. Like, if you're a Giants fan and you're upset about your team tying the Commanders, or if you're a Jets fan, you're upset about losing to the 10-2 Vikings, I would love to have your problems right now. Because even if y'all were ass, y'all would still have a first-round pick.
You're right.
So,
but still, I don't know how to feel about my team. So, although, like, our record is, like, way better than it has been in these past couple years, I still don't know. I don't know what we need to be great.
Let's get into that game now. Obviously, the Giants, we talked about it yesterday. They tied the Commanders on Sunday. And France, I was talking to my boy John. I know he's listening right now, earlier this morning, and he's like, from the amount of opportunities the Giants had to win that game, there were so many opportunities. The most glaring one to me, and I know we can debate about this, which one was the most like flagrant, because there were a few. Yeah. But 4th and 4, you're chasing Taylor Heineke out to the left side. You can't get him down. You let him float a perfect ball to Curtis Samuel. That extends the drive, and then we know what happens. Dotson scores the touchdown.
Yeah. I understand that play, but at the same time, Darius Slayton, like 2 hands on the ball, butter, just go ahead and drop the game. That's the game-winning catch right there, because then we run that, we milk that clock, we run the ball, Saquon, just feed him, and get it a little chip shot for Graham Gano. You know, and there's multiple plays we could talk about. We could talk about Richie James thinking he's going to take the handoff over Saquon. Bro, you're a receiver. Obviously, run into the flat. We don't want you running the ball. Then we could talk about Graham Gano, obviously not even hitting the field goal post.
That's crazy.
And he had a 61-yarder to beat us, and he wants to miss a 58-yarder to help us.
2018, like, he had a 63-yard field goal to beat the Giants in Carolina.
It's so frustrating, bro. And then on top of that, we were talking about questionable punts. Like Dable, like I understand, like he's been leading us to this point, but he tucked it, if you know what I mean. He tucked it, and he was scared to let them hang. And he didn't go for it and punted the ball in their territory. But thinking back on it now, when Graham's missing a 58-yarder, it's like, who cares at this point? He wasn't going to hit anything behind that.
Yeah, so we talked about the punt. I'm going to start with that punt yesterday, and we were saying, like, Brian Dable's done that. He's let it hang all season long. Yep. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real.
But now he wants to tuck it.
From the first game, he goes for 2 to win the game in Tennessee. Insane. He set the tone, and then you're gonna punt the ball the most. It broke the scale of the surrender index. 99 percentile.
I love that. That's the thing,
bro.
That's my favorite.
We need to expose cowardly coaching in the NFL,
bro.
That's my entire thing today. And then Brian Dable, he pulled it yesterday.
We were talking about coordinators. Oh my God, Kafka! If I see him in these streets, bro, Kafka gonna have to see me, bro. I'm gonna tell him straight up, like, okay, we got to shoot the 30 real quick, Kafka, because this is ridiculous. I don't know what he was cooking up to DJ after the Slayton drop. DJ's gonna throw another long ball down the field. Kafka, what are you cooking up, bro?
What was he cooking?
Immediate 3rd and 10 after holding the ball for about 15 seconds. Pathetic. Like, you don't throw the ball all season down the field, and then all of a sudden on this last drive after just getting the ball, you're throwing 2 deep shots. One of them was dropped, so. But other than that, I don't know what. And then Kafka, after that, he started playing super conservative and being a little scary. But I don't know what's going on with bro. Hopefully he figures it out, though, next game against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you win that game, if you're the Giants, and like I said, they had chance after chance, after chance, after chance, after chance, but they tied. The tie might help y'all, but it might hurt y'all because if you win that game, you're 8-4. You really only have to win 2 more games minimum, maximum, whatever you want to say, to make the playoffs. Yeah. I think 10 wins in the NFC gets it done. But now you have 2 games left against the Eagles. Next week you play the Commanders on Sunday night in Washington. You have the Fighting Jeff Saturdays, who by that fourth quarter in Dallas.
Oh my God!
Just to talk about that real quick.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, goddamn! Like,
remember when we were talking about Jeff Saturday's Colts are the team to be afraid of? Remember that?
And
then Dallas comes out here and does this. That was crazy.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. They were down to the Colts after 3 quarters. You're gonna get 33-0 in the fourth quarter?
Crazy.
That looks like a much more winnable game for the Giants now, because I think Jeff Saturday's just lost now. After that, I don't know how you come back from that as a head coach. I think there's no coming back. I think I'll be shocked if the Colts win one more game. So there's that.
Wow.
Looks like that's just.
Who's the rest of their schedule?
Well, you guys play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That might be a
Giants
loss
play
for the
them.
Giants.
I'll look up the Colts schedule real quick because we have a caller on WHPC Sports Talk. While I check that out, caller, you're on. Who are you? What you want to talk about?
You know who this is.
I knew it, bro. I knew he was
Eric,
gonna come
we
up
miss
here,
you,
bro.
buddy.
You know who this is.
You was low-key shaking in your boots before you went to Dallas. Stop it.
I wasn't.
Don't lie.
What?
You were.
You said it.
You were. I put it. Yeah.
You said it. You said Jeff Saturday's
Don't lie.
Colts might scare me a little bit.
Nah, that was at the time.
Yeah, that's
I took down in Dallas. I knew what it was. But I want to talk about Odell real quick. He was spotted at the game in Dallas against my Suns, who got scraped and cooked my whole parlay last night. They were spotted at the game, but now the news is that Odell Beckham won't even be ready to play until mid-January.
it's true.
You were starting to wonder why. Like, why is he not running routes or doing a workout or like anything? He's just there for.
He's getting the whole college recruiting process back.
Yeah.
But think about it. This only came out after Jerry Jones said we'd only give him a contract offer until after he has a workout with us.
I mean, yeah, that's good
That makes
business.
sense, yeah.
I mean, Jerry Jones is a lot of things, but I wouldn't. Well, he's a lot of things.
He's not dumbass though.
Yeah, he's not. He's going to see the wide receiver work out.
Well, he might
before
be a
he signs
dumbass.
it. In some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like he was definitely wasting everybody's time, and that's very selfish of him.
He ain't wasting my time.
You hurt, Eric?
I am.
He'll still be a Cowboy mid-January.
Nah, bro. Workout or not, I'll put some of my money on his contract.
I knew what Giants fan was going to say.
I'll put my money on his contract just in case he needs a little extra.
It's
$25
tough for you guys right now. Richie James is running routes like it's bad. Listen,
okay, Eric.
Eric. You really say you get Odell in mid-January. The Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. It's a nice boost. Say if Jerry Jones still wants to sign him, that he's sliding right in as a wide receiver 3 behind Gallup and Lamb. Like, it's still a good look if that were to happen.
Yeah, it's still a good look. But then think about it. You're probably going to end up going to Tampa, which it'll definitely help. But it's like, come on, bro. You really did us like this? The whole NFL at that. The Bills, the Giants, everybody. You creating a whole story, and you're not even ready to go yet.
You know you'll still take him.
I definitely would, but damn, bro, mid-January? Come on.
Eric, I'm happy you brought up the Buccaneers because I wanted to ask you specifically about that game because depending on how the seeding shakes out, the Cowboys are probably going to play the NFC South champion. I know you would feel a lot better if my Saints were that game. Like, let's just keep it real. But Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, like, how would you feel? They beat you week 1. We know Tom Brady, devil magic is a real thing. So how would you feel about that?
Well, I feel like these are 2 completely different teams from week 1. So I wouldn't feel threatened by this game at all because Tom Brady can't move out the pocket, and I know what the defensive line can do. and the run defense has definitely gotten better. I could say that, but it's Tom Brady, so the calls is going to be there. He's going to get everything thrown on his side. He's going to get a few lucky catches from Mike Evans here and there. I don't know how to feel about it all the way, but I'm definitely not threatened by it.
All right, if that matchup happens, we will see the outcome. And anyone with a bright mind's going to favor the Cowboys in that game, but Tom Brady just, I don't know. He's just weird how he always winds up in situations where you don't think it's going to happen and it just happens.
Yep.
So. Any final thoughts, Eric, before we let you go?
I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
No, don't come.
Don't come?
What?
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye,
All right, Eric. Have a good one, bro.
Oh, Nico's comedic timing never fails.
I try my best.
You do.
Keep it lighthearted.
Where do we want to go next? We were talking about the Giants, but I think let's focus on Odell real quick. Okay. Because, like you said, Nico, the college recruiting stuff that's happening. Mm-hmm. Like I saw the video of him. Who was it? Trevon Diggs and
yeah.
Who else was it? Was it
Michael Parsons?
Michael Parsons. Like just 3 guys on a date on Mavs game. It's cute.
Fans cheering them on.
Yeah,
I scroll by all those posts. Like every time I seen him, my heart got hot, bro. Like, why are you even smiling next to them? But I ain't gonna trip too much. I'm not.
Well, in the words of Odell, God is good. That's all I gotta say. We know he's a diva, but Giants fans love him for it because he produced on the field, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, you have Richie James, who, depending on how you want to look at it, he's cost the Giants 2 games this year because if they pick up that 3rd and 3, the Giants win that game.
Yep.
And then Seattle, like
them 2 fumbles,
not 1 but 2. And you have him. You have Darius Slayton, who always has a problem with drops. He's your wide receiver 1. Daniel Bellinger came back from getting his face fractured.
Yeah.
Like it's not much going on offense, so you could really use Odell right now,
bro. It's just I don't know, consistency. If I think our players hear the word consistency and get scared. Like Richie James, the way he started out this season, you would have thought, hold on. What he got cooking up over there? Against Tennessee, had 5 catches, 60-something yards. And Darius Slayton took a while to heat up. But then, he was coming through with his 3 catches. But he was catching 20-yard passes. He was our deep threat. And then all of a sudden, he drops that catch. And then Daniel Bellinger, I'm not going to do too much with Daniel. He got his face blown off. So I feel bad for him. But, once he started getting the ball rolling, that little situation where his eye thing happened, I don't know. It's just been hard to find consistency with this team. So it's a little upsetting. That's why I'm saying, although you're a Saints fan and you guys are, down bad right now, still, I don't even know how to feel about our team. Everything's always close. Nothing's ever easy. And I don't know. I don't really know how good we are.
France, down bad isn't the word, bro. Let me remind everybody that you are listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College. 90.3 WHPC. It is Joshua Umahi, joined by Nico Each and Franz Compare. Let's get to the Jets game. We'll get to baseball a little bit after, but let's get to the Jets. They go to the Minnesota Vikings house, and the Vikings, like I said yesterday, they could be up 50-0. They'll still find a way to win by 5 points. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we saw on Sunday. And yeah, Mike White struggled in the first half, played great in the second half. I know some Jets fans try to downplay it. He didn't throw a touchdown, but over 300 yards. Not a good completion percentage, but he played great in the second half. I like what I saw to lead his team back. But you have Robert Saleh after the game, or yesterday, he says that Zach Wilson, it's still something to the effect of it's still his job, or he's going to be our quarterback again.
So stupid.
Literally.
Yeah, well, let me ask you the question. Is this cat? Yes. Lying? He's got to be lying, right?
He's got to be.
Because there's
no person in their sane mind would start Zach Wilson anymore. Unless you're Carolina.
Carolina would love to have him right now.
He's a Panther.
Just taking all the reject washed young quarterbacks.
Could we even say the Rams too after signing Baker Mayfield?
I'm mad they're not giving Bryce Perkins some love. Why not? But you're not doing anything. Why do you have to see Baker for 5 games? I'm not understanding that.
But we're going to see Baker with a really good head coach for 5 games.
Yeah, but what else though?
What do you mean?
You don't think you don't think it might be another like Jared Goff moment because Baker's like been kind of like bashed his whole career and hasn't really done what he has to do, so McVay feel like he has to like keep him on a leash a little bit more and control what's going on and not fully let Baker be Baker. You don't think it might be another Jared Goff situation?
The only way I can see it working out for both sides is if Baker Mayfield plays well or plays great, close out the season. Rams sign him to a backup contract deal. They're a little unsure about Stafford, I guess, because of the injuries.
Yeah.
He's getting up there in age. He didn't look great before he got hurt. So maybe, I'm starting to understand it now.
I'd be surprised if Matthew Stafford plays another game for the Rams.
Really?
Yeah.
On that contract?
Yeah.
What is his contract?
Large.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much money.
Way too much.
But I see him going to Indianapolis. He's just getting washed.
The Indianapolis retirement home.
I think you try to get as much as you can for him. You don't have any first round picks for a while. You're gonna have to trade up to the first round. Go get you a quarterback of the future.
Yeah, I guess
you're not rebuilding, but you gotta start retooling.
Yeah, that's the exact thing because you can't rebuild with no picks. You nailed it. So
yeah,
Baker Mayfield, maybe like they take a flyer on him, and maybe he could be because once again Stafford did not look great. I know him and Kupp are always in sync, but I mean whatever you want to call it, not being in sync with Allen Robinson or something else. I don't know what you want to call it, but it didn't look great when he was joined to anybody else, right? So that's a problem. If you're a quarterback getting up there in age, we've seen it with Rodgers and Brady, even though they're higher profile. No, actually, perfect example, Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson is 32. You would think he's 42 with the way he's playing because he looks completely washed up.
It's really crazy. I seen a post today saying how like Peyton Manning and like the 2013 season, I think it was, threw 7 touchdowns in the first game, and Russell Wilson has 8 throughout 14 the season.
Yeah. Been healthy all year.
It's crazy.
I mean, look at his head coach, though.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So let me just circle back to the original topic and let me land on my boy Nathaniel Hackett because you, sir, are one and done as hell. You are packing up your bags the second after that final game ends.
Tough.
And it's not all your fault because Russell Wilson stinks, right? But he's got a $245 million contract. You don't. So guess who's going to be the fall guy?
You.
It's going to be you. Maybe you can find your way back to Green Bay. I know Matt LaFleur misses you. You were the secret sauce, apparently.
I hate you so much. I just simply dislike you.
He was the secret sauce in Green Bay.
Was he not Devontae Adams?
Well, 2 pieces of the puzzle. 1, 2 equal, yeah. Yo, he's not having it.
No.
Facebook Live, he's not having it. But
no.
Listen, regardless, Nathaniel Hackett, I said, some guys, that's another theme. They just need to be coordinators. Not everybody can be the big boss. Sometimes it's just better to just, be comfortable in your little coordinator position. Just enjoy that. Enjoy calling your little plays because when it comes to being a head coach, Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson, I don't use this phrase often, but alphas and betas, right? Are you going to tell me either one of those guys is the A in the
What do you mean?
the room?
Nah. What do you mean?
What do I mean?
That's a whole lot of blue
Mr.
pill
Unlimited?
energy.
The Danger Rich?
Oh, he's dangerous. He's spicy.
Careful.
It's all bad in Denver. Who do they play this week? That would be the that would be the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not going to end well for them.
Can you imagine they win?
You know what? Because I'm driving on the road today, I'm thinking about it they can't be ass offensively all year long. They have to have one game where they just explode. They have to have one, just one.
It could be against the second best team in the AFC.
Absolutely not.
France in the weirdest NFL season I can ever think of.
Name one thing that makes sense this season.
Nothing.
Exactly.
But I know what doesn't make sense, and that's the Broncos scoring over 20 points. The Broncos are not scoring over 20 points.
Yo, what's the stat?
They're going to win 20-18. That's happening.
No, that's hilarious, bro.
Bro, it's 3 missed PATs.
Yo, the Bronx. What is the record? 3-9?
Something like that.
Yeah. So what's the stat? They would be 11-1 now if they scored
over 15 points, bro.
You know what would really solve that problem? You trade for a future
Hall of Famer quarterback.
Yeah, and to give him $245 million.
Yeah, definitely.
You just he
might don't have that.
Yeah, he might be a little corny, but he's with the let's ride and stuff. But
bro, honestly, I think this Kansas City Chiefs game is gonna be it's gonna be bad. It's gonna. I don't know if you guys ever watched Boondocks, but when Riley had to start making himself a shank before he went inside jail. That's what the Broncos players might have to do to fight off the Chiefs. It's gonna be bad.
Could you imagine?
Is the game in Kansas City? Let me look into it now.
They're gonna catch the Broncos pants down in the showers. they're gonna run right through them.
The craziest part, you're not wrong, Franz. Yup. It's in Denver. It's in Denver. If it was in Kansas City,
is it prime time?
Maybe the
Thankfully not.
Okay.
Thankfully not.
Maybe the altitude might get to Kansas. Who knows? Maybe.
That's the only way.
Only thing good about Denver right now is Deion Sanders touching down. That's it.
Yo, we never talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, can we?
I'm loving it.
What do you guys think about that? That little players meeting he had and the press conference.
Yo, Franz, you want to take it first?
Yo, bro, I do. Thank you. So this little conference he had with the players, I'm loving the energy, and I'm just putting myself in that room. And if he told me his Louis luggage was coming through, I might actually take a number 2 on myself, because we just went 1-11, and he's telling me he's coming through with Jackson State comp.
Mm-hmm.
I would be thinking okay, HBCU players, they're not messing with me. I just played in the Pac-12, but nah. Deion coached these HBCU players, and honestly, I'm loving the energy he's bringing. It's gonna be a lot of work to bring back this team from 6 feet under, but if there's a guy that I think is gonna put them in the right direction, it's definitely Deion. I think he's gonna come through with new vibes, new energy, and Colorado's gonna be good again.
I think. First off, let me say this. I think there's a way to be happy for Deion Sanders without crapping on HBCUs. Yeah, that's what a lot of people, shout out Shannon Sharp, were doing.
Everyone on Twitter's doing that.
I think there's a it's not they're not mutually exclusive. You can feel good for Deion Sanders and not completely crap on some of the colleges, the great colleges we have and universities in the country. But I say that, and let me say this: Colorado's Pac-12, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So who do you really have to worry about in the Pac-12?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is USC Pac-12?
Yeah.
That's the only 2. And think about the
maybe
star.
Utah, honestly.
We have to give Utah love.
Yeah.
After, they're USC's kryptonite.
When does the UCLA, because I know they're switching over to Pac-12, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That might be 2024, though.
UCLA's not in Pac-12 already? No, Cal's in Pac-12.
Where's UCLA?
Somebody's making a switch.
Well, it's California. That's where I thought it was Pac-12.
I'll take a look into that. But if it is UCLA again in that Pac-12, they have a decent program now with Chip Kelly, but they're really not going.
They're always disappointing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think about the star power Deion Sanders is going to bring to. I know it's Colorado, but just think about you have recruits lining up for him already.
That used to be a really good program too.
Yeah.
People forget that.
And he's coming in. Whether you want to call him the savior or not, there are 3 things working for him in his favor. 1, he's Deion Sanders.
Nope.
2, young players love Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
3, that NIL money is rolling in already.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's a lane. Listen, USC. I know they flirted with the college football playoff this year, but I don't consider them world beaters.
No.
Neither Oregon or Utah. Utah, I think might. They always factor in, right?
Yeah.
But Colorado, I think, has a lane to be. I'm not going to say they're going to win the Pac-12 every year.
They'll be a bowl team next year, I think.
Yeah, and that's a great start. Yeah. To be that in year 1, Deion Sanders is going to do his thing. But like I said, let's praise one and not put down the other.
I have a quick question. So as you know, Shiloh and Shador, both sons of Deion, and they balled out at Jackson State. Shiloh played his first year at South Carolina. But obviously, Shiloh wasn't making as much noise at South Carolina as he was Jackson. So how do you think their game is going to translate over into Pac-12 play, being that, things are going to be very different? Pretty much up front, D-line, O-line. But then obviously the athletes on the outsides, pretty similar on both levels. How do you think they're going to transition?
I think the easy thing to predict with college football, and We definitely got to talk more college sports on this show because I'm having fun right now.
I love
but
college.
The one thing we can always bank on is that going from conference to conference, especially like division to division, like it's an adjustment. There's definitely an adjustment period, so they're going to feel that. But I try not to bet against certain guys from a certain flock.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not going to do that with those two. It's funny. Deion Sanders at his presser said, he's going to be the quarterback.
Yep.
And then you already had the guy who was starting. I don't even know his name because he's irrelevant. But good for you for transferring because I guess you got your feelings hurt. You want to move on. I get it. But shout out to that young man, whoever he is.
I wonder if Travis Hunter's going to go.
Bro, I'm so glad you said his name. I forgot about Travis. Travis is so little. He got to get big. Yeah. Honestly.
There's definitely a lot of opportunity for a lot of people in this situation with Deion Sanders of Colorado. I love the move. I think for him especially, like again, we can debate the HBCU thing another time, but it's a great opportunity for him he wants to be a coach. He wants to influence, like he said, young men to, he was a great player. He wants to prove that you don't really see too many great players, like great Hall of Fame players be great coaches.
Yeah.
NBA, MLB, you don't really see that, especially in football-wise. So Deion Sanders got an opportunity to really change that. He's climbing the ladder. So that's all you can really ask for from him, and I want to see him keep it going because we all love primetime.
Yeah.
Maybe like Colorado might be a stepping stone to something else.
Maybe.
Can you imagine?
I wish he could just build that program back to where like the glory days was
after he does, because I have full confidence that he will. But
I'm tired of seeing the same 6 teams be amazing in college football.
Don't get me started on that.
So annoying. I'm so happy Clemson's ass now.
Oh,
DJ Ukulele is out.
Yeah, and even though Alabama, I know their box office, but they're out. Ohio State barely made it. They got some help last week of the season.
And now Jackson Smith and Jigba's not going to play in the CFP.
Yeah, he's not. But he does
Future Packer.
He does have like injury history, so like I don't blame him, but at the same time, me personally, I'm not leaving my team hanging out there like that. But then again, I've never been projected as a first-round draft. So
exactly. That money's serious.
Yeah, the money is serious.
You have opportunity to get life-changing, here's my word again, generational wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have that chance to secure that. You don't want to mess it up with an injury.
Yeah, I feel him. But without him, I really don't see Ohio State, going too far in the college football playoffs.
We also have Marvin Harrison Jr., so.
Yeah, you do.
Is he going top 5?
What?
Oh, dude, he might be number 1.
Dog.
I'm just, there are some people that want to say,
he's next year's draft class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Caleb Williams and Quinn Ewers in that draft class, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be an insane top 3.
You know what? Because I'm big on the one bright spot the Saints have is Chris Olave, honestly. Mm-hmm. And yes, we traded a first-round pick to get him, which might cost us this draft, but I don't care. That kid's a stud.
Nah, yeah.
So. And you see how much he's carried Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston this year. So maybe the way to go is not just to trade 5 first-round picks for Russell Wilson or somebody like that. Mm-hmm. Just get a stud wide receiver in the draft and see where that takes you. Just a thought, though. What are the football topics that I want to get to? We talked about the Jets. I guess I'll ask the question one more time. Robert Saleh, we think he's lying, but at least for this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance Zach Wilson's on his team next year? Any chance?
Not with the way the QB market's moving. I don't think so.
Think about it.
There's so many teams that would just gladly take him.
Yeah.
To be fair, he might be good on those teams. Or he might just look better because they've had trash quarterbacks.
The Saints being one of them, and obviously teams like the Panthers and stuff.
Right.
There's going to be, because we know there's like 7 to 8 guys, the Mahomes, the Burrows, the Herberts that are going to be there. No matter what, they're the guys.
Right.
But everyone else, you're talking like 20 spots that are going to be open. There's going to be a big... we thought last year's quarterback carousel was crazy. This year's going to be insane.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
I can honestly see him going to Baltimore, maybe.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah. You back up Lamar for a year because he's probably on his way out.
Here's a hot... Yeah. You stole my hot take, but he is not coming back to Baltimore next year.
No.
You can book that.
They gave him nothing to work with this year.
It's going to work out well for both sides. He's going to get franchise tags so the Ravens in a trade can get something for him. But he's not. That thing in Baltimore's cooked.
You think
him in Vegas?
They can't. There's no possible way of saving it.
No shot. I think it's very similar to like an Aaron Judge thing. And Aaron Judge and Jacob deGrom. He's just tired of the management.
Read the tea leaves. You have Lamar Jackson. He's tweeting out photoshops of him wearing Dolphins colors and everything else.
I made the one of him in the Packers uniform. So
that was the best one, Nico, by far. I really enjoyed that one, bro. You had that, and then you had him beefing with reporters in Baltimore over what is a slur and what isn't. If you want to look into that, go find it. But it's the stupidest thing. But that's what it is in Baltimore for Lamar Jackson.
And then on top of that, last game, nobody could. The receivers out there were playing with no hands tied behind their back.
Nope. And you know what, Denver, we clown their offense, but they have a Super Bowl caliber defense.
Yeah,
they do. So it was a tough game, and then Tyler Huntley, shout out Corey David. He goes down there and scores a touchdown to win the game, but. The whole thing with all of that I just said with Lamar Jackson, the off the field stuff and then the on the field stuff, he definitely you can't tell me he actually enjoys playing for Greg Roman.
No shot.
There's no way.
It'd be some insane like management movement for him to stay.
Yeah, they would have to shake up the entire coaching staff,
get him weapons,
not just weapons, 3 or 4 receivers.
Yeah,
because his top weapon is Deshaun Jackson right now.
That's crazy.
Get him some running backs, some fresh legs that can stay healthy because J.K. Dobbins is dealing with injury stuff. He should be back soon, but Lamar Jackson, there's going to be a lot of teams, my team included, that would love to have Lamar Jackson in their colors, so we'll see what happens. But there's going to be a lot of teams, at least 20 teams at least, that's going to be in the market for a quarterback.
We should do QB predictions for next season tomorrow.
We should.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that's a perfect Wednesday topic.
Yeah.
That's a perfect Wednesday topic. We don't have the gambling topic anymore.
Oh, no.
What are we going to do? Oh, you brought up Aaron Judge, Nico. Let's go to... Yeah.
Why?
You brought it. You said his name.
Did I?
Maybe I wasn't going to go to the
Judgian?
topic. The Judgian. So, shaboing boing alert. He's over there with Tom Brady, dapping him up pregame. He's wearing the entire Buccaners like logo and jersey.
He's a Tampa Bay Ray. Confirmed.
You wanna go out there on the field with us?
You wanna play tight end? Like, bro, shut. Oh my god.
Like, are you even gonna get him the ball?
Y'all know the meme I sent in the chat yesterday.
Which meme?
No, look. Well, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. You can go look for it, but the slurp would be crazy. But Aaron Judge. He found it. He found it. But you brought up Aaron Judge and Jacob deGrom, and I want to get to the free agency in baseball real quick locally. So I'm wearing the Mets hat today. They did a good thing. They lose Jacob deGrom. They lose Jacob deGrom, but they immediately bring in
JV,
Kate Upton's husband, who is going to slide right into that ace role.
Justin Verlander. Just put Kate Upton out there for 9 innings, and I think all Mets fans will be fine to go 0-162.
How about this proposal? She's the new Mr. Met. Think about it. Think about it. That works, right?
I like that.
You like that?
But like no costume.
Come on now. Come on, you're only a
I'll jump off Shea Bridge for that.
We've turned around in Mets fandom where we're jumping off the Shea Bridge for good reasons, right? Yep. Kate Upton is in New York. Enjoy, Mets fans. Enjoy.
She hates the Phillies. It's a beautiful life.
It's just, it all comes together, you know?
I've been waiting for this. When did I found out about Kate Upton when maybe I was like 9. I waited 9 years for this, Josh.
9 years?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to her early. All right.
She's a good woman.
She is a good woman.
She's a good woman.
Good woman. But Justin Verlander, right? So the Mets did that. But it's good. We need to see more with the rotation. But let's talk about Jacob deGrom real quick.
He's a bitch.
Yes, thank you. He is a bitch, a malcontent of the highest order. You know what's funny? Going back and looking at all the memes, it's real life pictures of him just looking miserable. Mm-hmm. A big play would happen on the field. He would just be sitting there like,
and there was a report that came out that he didn't spend any time around the clubhouse after games, didn't hang out with nobody.
Bro, like
I bring this up a lot. Draft day Bo Callahan. That's Jacob deGrom. No friends.
Yeah, it's insane. You really have to think about, and it's funny. You see guys like Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso and all guys that like really are outgoing. Everybody loves them. I know people think Pete Alonso's a little cringe. I'm not going to disagree, but he's a polar bear. He's a very personable guy. Can you imagine how they felt with Jacob deGrom in the clubhouse every day? Just
what do you think did it? Because I was hearing stuff maybe because he really hated the Wilpons. So
well, everyone did.
He just ruined that.
Well, you can hate the Wilpons, but nobody told you to sign that contract. Nobody had a gun to your head and told you, nobody told you to say, I'm going to opt out of this contract every chance you got. Like,
it's also like, unlike some players like Francisco Lindor, he didn't kiss Steve Cohen's ring, pretty much. So, I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like New York, which doesn't really make sense to me because you're playing the mecca of sports.
It's funny you bring that up. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier, and I know they're listening. If it comes to certain things where it's like, if I have to kiss your ass to like really get somewhere with you, I'm just not. You can have that.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a job promotion or whatever. It's a good grade in a class. Like you can have that if I really gotta, slurp you up to get that.
Right.
So I sympathize with that with Jacob deGrom. But at the end of the day, like, bro, you really couldn't wait to leave New York for whatever reason. Whether it's your personality,
Texas.
What is your personality, politics, which some people are talking about? You hated New York. You couldn't stand New York. You couldn't wait to leave New York. You really couldn't. You're not even going to let Steve Cohen. If you want to talk about, again, Texas has no state income tax, and they gave you 6 years and $220 if the options are, fully guaranteed.
They'll never win a World Series. He'll never win a World Series. You could do that in New York. That's a possibility here.
You're not going to win in Texas. And if anything, you want Mr. Unlimited Pocket Steve Cohen to have the ability to match that offer. You told your agent, nope, I'm good. I'll just sign this contract and be good. That's insane. You couldn't wait to leave New York.
It's so weird. So weird.
Great player, second greatest Mets pitcher of all time. Even though Johan Santana has a no-hitter, you don't, haha. But we really got to talk about, we talk about Julius Randle with the Knicks. And again, I didn't want to yell on today's show, so I'm not going to bring up Tom Thibodeau or go back to the Saints or anything before I get myself in trouble. But guys like that just not fitting in the locker room and then just can't wait to jet out of town because of it. It's crazy. But have fun in Texas, Jacob deGrom. Third place finishes every year. Have fun with Jose Altuve, Julio Rodriguez, all those guys you got to deal with in the AOS. Have fun with that, Jacob.
Opening day, and I'm gonna laugh so hard
if he's on the field. If he's on the field for it. If he's even on the field for it and healthy for it. But we talk about reading the tea leaves, and we'll close with this. You brought up Aaron Judge.
He's a giant.
I think so. I think however it shakes out, he's not. I'm sorry, France, but we talk about reading the tea leaves.
Especially with Brian Cashman coming back.
It's weird timing with that, right?
It is.
You're going to give Brian Cashman the extension before you give Aaron Judge the... I don't know.
Brian Cashman, bro. Come on.
It hasn't been great, the team he put together. I mean, I know he gave out big contracts to Stanton and Cole, and some of his... Those are the mistakes. His marginal moves like Matt Carpenter and guys like that, they worked out. They got the Yankees... When they were sliding a little bit after that great start, guys like Matt Carpenter really stepped in and helped them get to 99 wins. But it's those bad contracts that might be the reason he was so hesitant to give Aaron Judge that deal preseason. What was it, 8 years, $215?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to give him 8 years, $325 or more, probably more.
No, yeah. Trey Turner just got $300 million for 11.
What am I talking about? Aaron Judge is going to get at least, whatever the years are, $350.
$350.
It's understandable, though. It's no shock. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody pretty much knows what's coming. And I understand the re-sign before you re-sign Judge is crazy. But I think we've let that ship sail. And we've kind of accepted defeat already.
Rebuild that roster. Do everything you can.
It's about that
Which is crazy that I'm saying that about the New York Yankees.
Yo, you never hear Yankees and rebuild in the same damn sentence, but it has. If you lose Aaron Judge, you can do whatever panic signing you want to, but it's not going to be the same. That's 62 home runs walking right out of your lineup.
Yeah.
You're going to have to. We talk about retooling. No, the Yankees are going to have to rebuild.
Yep. You
have some good prospects who we didn't want to trade at the deadline. You have Peraza, you have Volpe, you have some guys. But it's going to have, and Dominguez too, but it's going to have to be that. If you lose Aaron Judge, which very well might happen, the way it looks.
Yeah. So I don't know. My life's going downhill.
You and me both, bro.
Tibbs is still coach. Judge might walk out the door, and we just tied with the Washington Commanders. So,
just to circle back to the topic I opened the show with, if you root for a team and have a trash ass garbage juice head coach, you might be entitled to financial compensation because the amount of stress I'm dealing with in my life, like,
get a therapist.
Yeah.
Truly, no. If you have a bad head coach, please go get a therapist.
It's crazy how much teams can have an effect on you as a person.
It's quite wild, isn't it?
It really
is. It
is.
is quite wild.
Yeah, sports got too much of a hold on me. I actually have therapy tomorrow.
Do you?
I'm actually going to talk about Dennis Allen and Tom Thibodeau.
You do that.
Do that.
You do that.
It's gonna.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Like after Graham didn't even hit the field goal post, like I threw up 245 for 3 reps. That was straight off pain. That was off pain right there.
At least you have a good coach in Giants world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got fans talking playoff runs and all that. You know, it's fun. The Saints were expected to do that, but and then Tom Thibodeau, bro.
I was gonna ask about these Knicks and how you feel.
These Knicks, man. These Knicks.
Cam Reddish did not play due to coach's decision. How did that make you feel? Being that Cam Reddish is kind of like one of the few bright spots that we did have as an organization. Not like he's a star or anything, but
he's been good this year.
Yeah, he has.
I'm remembering that I'm on FCC Airways, right? What can I say? Screw Tom Thibodeau. Screw Leon Rose. Even like just actually F y'all. Just y'all know the word I want to say. F the entire thing you have going on, because Leon Rose, you hired a win now coach for a team that should be rebuilding. There's no reason why on this roster that isn't win now, Cam Reddish isn't getting minutes. Make it make sense. Make anything with the Knicks make sense.
I don't know why
make it
we're
make
delaying
sense.
the process. I don't know why we don't just send him like back to Chicago. Let him go finish off in Chicago.
Just
get him out of New York.
You broke him. You broke Josh.
Josh has been broken.
We are going to call it a show on WHPC Sports Talk. Thank you once again for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. From Joshua Yamahi, Nico Weech, Franz Compare. We will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.